Your lame duck Senate rushing to approve President Obama's controversial nominee for the Surgeon General before leaving. Critics say Dr. Vivek Murthy is more of a political activist than a doctor. Wyoming Republican Senator John Barrasso is a doctor as well, says the American people deserve more. How are you, Senator? Good morning to you.
Great to be with you. Thanks, Bill.
What's the big rub here about his whole take on, first of all, on gun control? What's the issue there?
Well, you know, you think of the Surgeon General of the United States, you're talking about a doctor with decades of experience treating patients, preventing disease. In the very short time of the career of this nominee, what I'll tell you is he was focused much more on political campaigns than on patient care. Gun control being one, the other raising lots of money for Barack Obama's election. Those are the concerns. The Surgeon General should be focused on the major health concerns of America: heart disease, cancer, stroke. But yet this nominee is a political nominee rather than someone who should be non-political, someone who should be the nation's doctor.
Well, you know, you're a physician, and I pointed that out in the introduction here. And we've relied on you a lot to examine a lot of the Obamacare stuff, what you favor, what you don't like. But it appears under this president that the job of Surgeon General is kind of dissolved into nothing.
Well,
is that your perception?
This position has been vacant now for almost a year and a half. This nominee was nominated almost a year ago, and yet they never brought him up for a vote, even during the Ebola crisis, because the Democrats weren't supporting of him. He only passed with 51 votes yesterday. The former Surgeon General, a Democrat, wrote to every member of the United States Senate and said of this nominee, they said he was unqualified, and his nomination actually undermined the credibility of the office of Surgeon General.
51 votes is under the new rules, too. I mean, that's right under the bar at this moment. What's the issue on Obamacare? I would imagine the president would want to nominate someone who supported the health care law. What's your problem with that?
Well, the health care law itself continues to fail people all around the country. People who weren't able to keep their insurance, weren't able to keep their doctors, are now, as they're signing up again, that there are concerns there because they may lose the subsidies that came along with that, those people who are buying the insurance on the federal exchange. So there are still a lot of concerns about the president's health care law. It continues to remain very unpopular. But this nominee himself, while a supporter of the law, isn't the person who ought to be in a position as the nation's doctor.
No, he
doesn't have the experience as a physician.
Quickly, Mike Lee and Ted Cruz took a lot of fire over the weekend. I asked Mike Lee about that yesterday. This is what he said.
It's always worth it when you stand behind the American people who want to make sure that these things are being voted on. When we have a president who engages in acts of lawlessness and behaves as if he were a government of one.
Quickly, what's your view on that? Did they help Democrats or not?
Well, I think this nominee would have been voted on, but not till after the elections. I thought we would have been voting on him in the lame duck session because the Democrats did not want to approve him ahead of time. Some of the Democrats that voted to confirm him yesterday only did so after losing their elections, getting beyond the elections, and still you had 3 Democrats who came out and voted against this nominee for Surgeon General.
51 votes, that's your bare minimum. Thank you, Senator John Barrasso. Appreciate your time from the Hill.
Thanks, Bill.